Jake here for AmericanMuscle.com, and today I'm taking a look at these ZL1 style gloss black side skirts for 2016 and newer Camaros. If you're looking for an easy way to update the look of your Camaro, or if you really like the look of the ZL1 but you just don't need all the stuff that package comes with, these are going to be just the ticket for you. One thing I would like to note before we dive in here is that these skirts are not a direct replacement for the stock ZL1 side skirts, but rather they are a direct bolt-on for non-ZL1 Camaros where the owner is shooting for that type of look. Now with that said, these are going to be a really great option for you if you want to spruce up the look of your SS or your RS and give it a bit more visual flair. These add a tasteful yet aggressive look to any Camaro, and they also add a bit to the aerodynamics by reducing some of the air pressure down the side of the car and redirecting it underneath. Now, I'm not saying it's going to add a ton of downforce, out on a track, but a little extra help cutting through the air is never a bad thing. Now, as far as construction is concerned, these are made of polypropylene or plastic, so while they'll stand up to some abuse, they also have a little bit of give to them. And that's important given their location on the car. Having this little bit of flex is really helpful in the event of a bump, or some road rash, or even just the occasional leg brushing up against it. That means they are less likely to get damaged, and being a bit on the softer side means that they're not going to immediately shatter should something get kicked up off the road or from your tires. And the gloss black finish also adds a really nice pop to your car, and as we know, black matches with everything, so these are going to look right at home on any paint color. They also give you that aggressive ZL1 look without breaking the bank. If you're not sure how these are going to look on your car, go ahead and look at some of the customer photos that we have up on our site as well. Now, speaking of pricing, these are going to run you just under $450. They fall kind of in the middle of the category as far as pricing goes too. They are a bit higher quality than some of the other options, but they aren't going to be quite as pricey as, say, a carbon fiber setup. And given that they are finished right out of the box and can be bolted right onto your car, I think they present a pretty good value for your money. Now, if you think that these look pretty easy to install, well, you'd be right. Coming in at a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty scale, these are a bolt-on part. There's no trimming or anything required, and everything you need to get them on comes right in the box with them. They come with 2 rolls of double-sided tape, as well as a bag of screws to get them set up right on your car. Budget about an hour, your time to get these all buttoned up, and all you're going to need are some common hand tools to complete the install. But for more details on how to get this set up on your Camaro, let's throw it over to one of our American Muscle customers and they'll show you step by step.
All right, let's talk about the tools that you're going to need to do the installation. First thing you're going to need is a drill and screw gun. You're going to need a Phillips screw bit. You're going to need a 3/16 inch drill bit. You're going to need a microfiber cloth and alcohol to clean the bottom of the car off really good so that the double-sided tape sticks well. You're going to need a pair of scissors to cut the double-sided tape to length, a work light so you can see what you're doing under the car, and because we're going to be jacking the car up so that we can work easily into the car, you're going to need a pair of jack stands for safety and a jack to jack the car up. All right, now some things that we're going to do a little bit differently than what's in the installation manual. We're going to be using some clamps that are going to help us to hold the side skirts on the car as we're looking to drill the holes. I'm going to be changing from the screws that come with the kit to a set of stainless steel rivets in order to make sure that they don't rust and they last really well and they hold up well under the car. So you'll need a rivet gun that fits those rivets. Again, these are 3/16 inch rivets. And then I got a little bit additional 3M double-sided sticky tape just to make sure that I had enough to hold the side skirts on the car well. All right, let's talk about what comes in the kit. So first off, you obviously have the ZL1 style side skirts that go on the car. You have a set of screws that are used to attach the side skirts underneath the car after you drill holes. You have 2 rolls of double-sided tape that'll be used on the very edge of the side skirts to hold them to the car. Then you have the installation manual. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is jack the car up and get it on jack stands for safety. All right, we're going to go ahead and jack up the front of the car. Okay, now we have the car up on jack stands, so we're going to get ready to start installing the side skirt. Make sure you refer to your owner's manual for the proper lift points and jack points for your car so that you don't damage the car. All right, now we're going to clamp the side skirt on the bottom of the car. This helps if you have 2 people to make sure you're holding it up and aligning it correctly. You're going to want to make sure that you align the front and the back at the very edges which we'll show here in a minute, to make sure it's where you want it centered in the car correctly. And then you take your clamps, and make sure it's held up there really good. And we're going to clamp it just right here near one of the holes to a little piece of metal that's under the car. That's nice and tight. This is the front of the car. All right, and we're going to clamp it near the back of the car, again in the same general area, right up underneath near the pinch weld. Okay. All right, so now we're going to drill the holes in the very bottom of the car now that we've got the skirt clamped to the car. There's several holes that run down the length of the skirt. The first one here we're going to do is near the front tire. The next one's going to be here, next one here, and then so on as we move down the skirt. And notice I have my safety glasses on as well. You're not going in very far. You're just getting through the plastic, so. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put the double-sided tape on the side skirt. And what we're gonna be doing is I chose to put the double-sided tape on the upper edge that goes up the side of the car, just to make sure that it sucked it against the car when we pushed it in there and then attached to the side of the car. So we're gonna go ahead and push this on. Remember, this isn't something that's going to be seen, but this is something that's going to hold the side skirt to the car, along with any screws or rivets that you put in it. So you just want to try to get it as straight as you can. If it's not perfect, don't worry about it. You just don't want any kinks in it, you don't want any air bubbles in it, so just take your time. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go along the edge and make sure that the double-sided tape that we put on the rocker panel is actually nice and pressed down and smooth, and that there's no major bubbles or anything that's holding it up, or ripples that are keeping it, that it wouldn't mount against the car nice. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually peel a little bit of the red tape, the backer off, and just pull it enough that I can get it over the edge. The reason for that being, you'll see a little bit later in the video, when we put this against the car and we're ready to actually take the tape off, we'll be able to grab this thread, pull it a little bit at a time, and then push it against the car so it sticks really well. Okay, I made a decision because I wanted to make sure that this was attached really well to the side of the car, to go ahead and put another line of the double-sided sticky tape closer to the top edge as well. I stayed about 1/4 to 1/2 inch from the very top. Really what I want to make sure is that this doesn't flap, it doesn't get caught in the wind when I'm on the freeway, and so that I don't have any problems with it pulling away from the car, and it sticks against the car really well. All right, so the most important thing here is you want to make sure that the bottom of the car on the rocker panel is actually as clean as it can possibly be. A couple reasons. One, you want to get as much dirt as you can out of there, but secondly, you want to make sure that it's very clean so that the double-sided sticky tape has a really good surface to adhere to. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the alcohol and our lint-free rag, and we're going to go ahead and rub down the rocker panel of the car really well, trying to get any dirt, any grease, any road tar, or anything that's on it off of it as best as you can. It's very important for this part to be as clean as possible to make sure you have a good mating surface. All right, now we've got it clamped back onto the car. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and pull both of the edges of the sticky tape slowly as we move down the side of the car, pushing it against the car as we go. That will make sure that it has a really good attachment point to the car, and it'll make sure that everything's aligned the way I want before I actually do the attaching to the bottom of the car. And I'm just pulling up on the double-sided sticky tape backer. All right, so the next step is we're going to attach the actual side skirt to the underside of the car. Now, the kit came with screws that you can use here in each of the holes and screw those in. As I mentioned earlier, I chose to use stainless steel pop rivets. So what I'm gonna do instead of the screws is I'm gonna insert these into each of the holes and then attach the pop rivets to the bottom of the car, which should hold really, really well. I shouldn't have any problems with it coming off the car. And because they're stainless steel, they should hold up well. All right, we've already put our first rivet in. We're just gonna continue to go down the car and put rivets in each of the holes and make sure that they attach really well and hold the side skirt to the car really, really tightly. All right, now that we've got all of the pop rivets, or if you decide to use the screws, you have all of your screws in all the holes. We're gonna go ahead and take the clamps off now, and everything should be on the car very tight, and you shouldn't have any problems with it coming off. You do one more just check to make sure that everything's pushed against the car really nice, and that side's on. And the passenger side of the car is going to run the exact same way. So no differences. Make sure you clean that side of the car really well and use the same instructions.
So that's going to do it for our review and install of the ZL1 style gloss black side skirts for 2016 and newer Camaros. Thanks so much for joining us, and remember, for all things Camaro, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.